It's the JT Cho Show!
Here, you want to give me these dollars again? Here we are.
So you guys weren't here for it because I never hit the record or go live button. But episode 176.
177.
177.
Did the same thing the first
All right,
time.
we're gonna do it again. I gave Cut his dollars we talked about on bet. We'll put a picture of
I
this.
checked them already. They're real. They're good to
And then
go.
the official Taylor dollar is up on his side of the wall. Said Taylor dollar. So the rules of betting the dollar is that you have to have your own dollar back before you can take the other person's dollar.
Yeah.
Today's the 14th of September. Who do you got for a birthday?
Jimmy Buckets.
Jimmy
He's 35 today. Yeah, he is him.
35. Wow.
He's 35. Yeah, I thought he'd be younger.
Yeah, I thought he would
To be
be like
honest,
32,
but I'm
33.
also fucking just about to be 31. So
Hey, Jimmy
all my
Butler's
all my
older than I
heroes are
am.
getting old.
Thank you know, I'm the same age at one point of the year as Jimmy Buckets, and he could murder me in a game of basketball.
Oh, 100%. I thought that. I remember the day I turned 25. I was like, damn, by the time Tom Brady was my age, he already had 3 rings.
Yeah.
Like, I suck. I'm not doing anything.
No.
And now Brady has 7 rings. And
I hit
have
that.
none.
I hit that in my late 20s. I was like, you wasted any athletic talent you might have had.
Yeah, no, that was. I realized that laying in the hospital bed and I couldn't move my arm. I was like, dude, I'll never play in the league, even though I was never going to play in the league. But that was like my defining moment.
Yeah, I just knew like the only way I would be in the league is if I gained like another 100 pounds and was really good at alignment.
Oh, yeah.
But like
Maybe long snapping.
Well, because like this one coach was like, you should eat like 8 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches a day and just gain like 50 pounds, be a lineman. And I was like, but that's not fun. Like, you don't get to catch a pass.
It's definitely not fun.
No, you're like doing all the shitty ass work, man. He'd be like, yeah, but you'd be a good lineman. I was like, yeah.
Most of the O linemen in today's game, they used to play tight end. Like that was like a normal thing, and then they were like, well, I either lose a little weight, get weaker and faster, or I gain a bunch of weight and get way fucking stronger.
There's a new kind of, I've seen multiple people do it on TikTok, but they go up to like athletes with pictures that they found on their Instagrams.
Yeah, I love those.
And so I've seen them for women's soccer, men's soccer, and then American football. And it was the Eagles.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one the Eagles did was great. AJ Brown's is a fucking classic.
Yeah, and
dude.
then the one dude talks about it. He's like, man, look when I play tight end. I look completely different, and he does.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a different motherfucker.
Like he looks like, oh, he's huge, and then he transitioned to a lineman. They're like, okay, he fits his body fits his
Yeah,
face now because
yeah.
he was almost like too skinny for his face.
Big head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are really cool. I like those. We should throw a couple of OG pictures of us up. I think I got the perfect one for me.
I have plenty at my mom's house, so I don't. I mean, shit, I'll put the one of me and Earl in
Oh, yeah.
playing football.
That's not a bad one.
That one's stupid. Speaking of football, Michigan football, they beat Arkansas State today. Orgy got a touchdown, which is cool.
Yeah, that's fucking dope.
All in all, I'll say this about Michigan: 8-4 is a very fair assessment for their record.
Definitely not making the playoffs.
No, I don't think so. Unless we win out, that's the only way.
You'd have to win out. Yeah.
but-
I mean, you did lose against number 3 Texas. So.
But on the first recording, that went about 10 minutes that we weren't recording or going live. Sorry. Rotation's bad for Michigan. Not a huge fan of their offense.
Yep.
I want to see more Edwards.
Definitely more Edwards. Stop taking your main players out. What's the guy's name? The safety? I keep forgetting his name.
Johnson.
Johnson. I can't remember.
Was William.
Is it Will Johnson? I thought Will Johnson was the Ohio guy.
Man, I'm a Michigan fan and I should know this, but I'm doubting myself because I'm a little elevated.
I can't remember.
I thought it was Will Johnson.
It might be. All right, Mufasa.
Welcome back to the pod. We talked a lot about James Earl Jones too.
Yeah, we did.
R.I.P. to James Earl Jones. That's how we got on the subject of Michigan.
Michigan football, yeah.
Yeah, because you can never change that You can never change your
The,
intro
the
video.
pregame, yeah, you can't change that. That was really cool being there for
Will
that at
Johnson,
the night
yeah.
game. It's Will Johnson.
Man, why was I second guessing myself? The bad part about Will Johnson is though he's probably gone. He's going to the NFL after this.
Oh, he's a
season.
senior.
He's a junior.
Is he a junior?
He is a junior.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
6'2".
Yeah, he's going to be a great safety in the league. He's not like a super hard hitter or anything, but he's like very fucking smart and plays great man coverage for safety.
Yeah.
But pre-season draft rankings had him at like the unanimous 1-1 spot for the draft next year, because there's not really like, unless you're going to take Quinn Ewers at the 1 spot, but like I don't
A
know.
team's gonna want him, and it might be Carolina,
That'd be hilarious.
or it might be the Giants.
I can see the Giants doing it. Quinn Ewers, where do I think he's going to play? I don't know. I guess we'll see who's in the top 5.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, as of right now, it could be the fucking Commanders. It could be the Packers.
Could be the Dolphins.
Could be the Dolphins. It could very well be the Dolphins. That would be a good spot for him. That's a great spot for him.
Yeah. Thursday Night Football, if you guys saw it, Tua got a concussion.
Yeah.
Honest opinion, retire, dog.
I mean, obviously, it's going to be, he's got to do some self-reflection and figure out what he wants
It's the hand cramping that gets me, dog.
out of life. Yeah, it was bad. The worst one watching him play was the one where he went down, got right back up, and then started stumbling, catching himself. That one made me cringe, dude. That was bad.
Yeah, DeMar Hamlin coming out of the gulag and getting a 1-1.
Yeah, I saw people in the comment section were ruthless. They're like, to assault DeMar Hamlin was like, I'm gonna hit you in the chest. One of us isn't getting back up.
Was you either die the hero or live yourself, or live to see yourself become the villain.
Oh yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
like, oh my god, dude, ruthless.
yeah. Yeah, Tua's got some thinking to do.
I mean, can he? I mean, that's a bad joke, but
That's solid. No, he's definitely got some thinking to do. Obviously, he wants to play. He's got so much more. I mean, the Raiders head coach said it perfectly. You're gonna live a lot longer than you play football.
yeah, Mike Daniels also on the sideline said to him, "You're the first quarterback. You're the first generation quarterback of your family. So,
Yeah,
have your kids, raise them up to be QBs. They're gonna have your talent."
yeah.
But
Hopefully they're right-handed, so the ball doesn't look so fucking weird coming out of his hand.
I think my favorite meme was it was Homelander as Mike Daniels, and someone said, "Yeah, but what if your quarterback gets another concussion that you just paid $200 million?" And he's like, "You didn't think I thought of that? I totally thought of that." And I was like, "Oh man, I didn't even think about that." But concussions, jokes aside, very you see them now more often, but I hate the
hand seizing.
Yeah, because I always put myself in his shoes, going, that would just be the worst.
It's scary when it's not even like a huge hit. It's literally most of his concussions are him. I'll take another one.
Of course.
Are him just his helmet just racking off the ground, like he just fucking he gets whipped down to the ground, and it's just one of these little ones that just rattles him. And I was actually we talked about that on the pod a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was just talking to that kid because he was telling me how he wanted to play tackle football, and he's fucking 8. And I was just kind of explaining to him like the risks that are involved. Obviously, football's fun as fuck. I played it, you played it. Like it's a good fucking time, but there are a lot of risks.
Yes.
Like even, and then I tried to explain to him. I was like, every time you fall and your head hits the ground like that hard, that's like a little mini concussion.
Yeah.
And those don't go away. They add up over time, and
Like
eventually they get to you. And you see it in Tua today because that hit he took, it was just him hitting the ground, and it made him seize up. So he's weak.
Yeah.
He's weakened, and it's I don't think there's anything you can do to re-strengthen that.
Maybe you show him a picture of Antonio Brown and be like, "Do you want to end up like this guy, or do you want to retire?"
Antonio Brown's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Because he was such like a normal, humble guy.
Like
you
big
see
shout out to
those.
Big Ben.
Yeah,
Big guy.
yeah.
And then he get hit in the head one
I think
time.
he was too good for his own good, because if he was just like a normal guy, like didn't have like the 7,000 yard receiving seasons in a row and all that kind of shit, didn't have a shit ton of touchdowns, because he was like the unanimous wide receiver 1 for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, he was the guy in the league. Everyone knew he was the guy.
Fire up chips.
Fire up chips. Yeah, shout out to fucking Chippewas. Yeah, I think if he wasn't so good, I don't think he would have had that bad of an attitude towards the end of it. But because he was him, I think that kind of boosted his ego to the point to where he went a little nuts and just got too big for himself, I guess. I don't even know. He's still doing fine. Like, he's still a multi-millionaire getting paid to show up places. But
yeah,
I think he can still play.
Yeah,
I think it definitely wouldn't be in the same role as he was before. He's
I would
not
love
the
to see
wide
a team
receiver
reach
one.
for Ocho Cinco.
That's never going to happen.
I know.
Antonio Brown being on a roster is more likely than that. And I think it would be hilarious if Antonio Brown went to like Miami and was just their slot guy, because
That'd be wild.
he would crush it in the slot.
And then Tom Brady watching Thursday Night Football, and it's him taking off his broadcasting uniform. I'm like, I'm gonna go play with the Dolphins.
I sent Chris a meme after that when we got home, because I was looking at a bunch of shit, and it was Tom Brady going like this, and he had like a Miami shirt on, but it wasn't like he had like a shirt, but like a chain over the top of it.
Yeah.
So he was like already Miami Tom. He's getting ready, just warming up that arm, dude. That would be a great spot for him to come into. I thought about that. I don't know.
You don't got an offensive line though.
He doesn't need one though. He gets the ball out way faster than anyone else, and he's only been out of the league.
Seconds.
Yeah, he's only been out of the league for 1 year. There was that year he averaged, it was like 1.8 seconds per throw.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And if you can't stop a defensive line for 2 seconds, then you probably shouldn't be in the NFL.
Right.
Yeah, he'd go in there with Tyreek and HN and Waddle, and it would just be fun to watch. It'd be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be cool. I would hate seeing him twice a year, though. That'd be the fucking worst.
Ooh, man. Ooh.
Yeah.
It'd be Tom versus Aaron twice a year though.
That's what everyone wants to see.
Dude, that'd be some. Tom, come out of retirement. You got nothing to lose.
Dear Tom, baby Jesus.
That'd be. Speaking of ex NFL players, did you see what happened to Shannon Sharp?
Oh, yeah. I didn't see all of it. He, like, went live when he was fucking or something.
Yeah, so, like, someone broke it down. They're like, it's hard to go on Instagram Live accidentally. It's not like a one click and whatever. But he says it was an accident. So there was no video. It was just all audio. And it was clearly him grunting and, like, saying, like, Michelle. Yeah. And then him and Chad Ochocinco were just fucking
I saw
chopping it up,
that, yeah. Ocho was funny. He goes, that's my boy.
Man. He was like, you know how good players play a good game and they put an ice pack? She definitely using an ice pack.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn, dude. That's wild.
It's funny.
And people were, like, the underground rumor was, that they were, I think he works for ESPN now, but they were saying that he, like, did it on purpose so they would fire him so then he could go wherever he wanted. But I'm not sure if that's...
I thought he was doing his own thing.
I think he is doing his own thing, but I still think he has a contract with somebody.
He probably does.
Yeah. It might be with ESPN because he was on that show with Skip and Shannon.
Oh, yeah,
But then
yeah,
he
yeah.
left that show and then did his own podcast, so I'm not sure
Skip.
who he would have any affiliation with. Skip, let me tell you something, Skip.
Fucking classic. Speaking of football, how do you feel about your new dynasty?
Oh, Shinobi Forces, Allied Shinobi Forces. Disappointment this season. I feel like in NCAA, we found out that each team, Powerhouse, Average Joes, Underdogs, whatever the other categories.
Cupcake, air it out.
Whatever all
Option.
the categories are. Somebody did the nice thing of creating new dynasties with those teams so he could see the overall ratings.
They threw them on Reddit, and there's a play now rating, which is about 3 ratings higher than what it would be if you were running a dynasty. And the lowest of the low is the Cupcakes, and then Average Joes, and then there's the 3, the air it out, the run heavy, and the spread.
Yeah.
And those are in the 80s. And then there's Powerhouse, which starts off at an 88.
Yeah. I'm running Georgia's playbook. I might change that next season. Still, because I chose run heavy, so I still want a primarily heavy run playbook. But I might go straight back to Michigan.
I think I'm going to look into creating my own playbook. I don't know if I can implement that into the dynasty mode. I should be able to. But if not, I'll have it available for the next one, because I'm sure we're going to do another dynasty at some point.
Yeah.
Hopefully with more than just me and you. But I'm enjoying it. I have a wide receiver. I just realized that he's got a 98 speed, 97 excel, so that's why he's so fucking fast.
Yeah.
But he's only 5'9".
Yeah.
So he's just like a little guy that's fast as shit. But he's number 2 right now in the Heisman rankings. So hopefully I can get him a Heisman after this game. I'm just going to go off with him. I'm going to get him like 5 tutties.
Yeah.
He's got 2,200 receiving yards on 96 catches and 22 touchdowns. Like, if that's not a fucking Heisman run, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
I feel like last season I had like more gems in the sand, in the dirt, in the rough, diamonds in the rough.
Gems in the sand, dude.
Yeah, you know.
That's another one. We gotta get a whiteboard, all the Taylorisms. That'll be right above your head.
Yeah, no, but there's one with gems. I know it's diamond in the rough, but I thought there was another one with gems.
Gems in the sand, dude.
Yeah, gems in the sand. But I had like more speed and dudes who are just like dogs, man, on like the average
coming into the draft board.
Well, no, like when I first picked that first roster, I picked a true freshman because his throwing power was only 5 less, but his speed was like 13 more.
Oh, for the average show playthrough,
and
yeah,
so,
yeah.
like, this first season has been tougher because there haven't been any real outstanding players except for an offensive lineman, a middle linebacker, and I think one other. I think I have 3 stars total, which sucks because like last year I had like 2 offensive explosive. Well, my first season with the Straw Hats, I had more explosive players. Like, Valentine and this other dude's speeds are so fast that whoever their best cornerback is, I'm throwing to the other side for those deep plays because I was way more competitive my first year with a shittier team than I am with this year. But I'm also playing at the Big fucking 10.
Yeah, you're playing in the Big 10, not the mismatched Pac-12 that we were in before.
Yeah. But it fucking sucks that I picked Stanford because they have a rivalry with fucking Notre Dame
and USC.
So probably gonna play them.
And UA.
And UA. Well, UA I want to play each year. But what sucks is if I gotta start going undefeated.
The good thing about those games is if you win those games, you're going to be ranked.
Yes.
Like
I'm always going to have ranked opponents in the Big Ten.
Yeah, which is a good thing because that was my issue when we played in the Pac-12. Even though I was like undefeated, I would only be like the 15th ranked team by the end of the year, and it was just bullshit. I would have to win the bowl game, and then I'd have to win the first round of playoffs, and the second round, and the third round. Like there was always like I was never really a top
1 seed.
I was never a 1 seed.
Yeah.
Which was kind of shitty, and it's just because of my strength of schedule. It was weak because I'd only play one.
The Pac-12 isn't one of the 4 conferences that gets non-American.
Yeah, and the only team we added that I could like boost myself with was Notre Dame, and most of the time we played 4 seasons, and I only played them in the regular season once. All the other times it was in the conference, and then there was one against you in the conference, but that didn't add anything to me either because you were ranked like 20 and I was ranked 7.
Yeah,
but like I don't know, it was tough coming out of those conferences, and now I feel like I have a shittier roster. I lost the game to number 1 Georgia when they were number 1, but I've also beaten you. I've beaten Texas when they were ranked number 3.
Yeah,
I
Texas.
beat fucking Auburn. I beat Ole Miss that was ranked like 12th, and I beat the dog shit out of them. So I'm getting a lot more ranked teams in the SEC, which is fucking nice. So it looks like I'm gonna end up playing Bama or Georgia at the end of it. But yeah, I've also only lost 1 game, and Georgia's lost 2, and they're number 1 in the SEC. They have 2 SEC losses. I only have 1.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any fucking sense to me. I don't know. It's just some Georgia bias.
It is. It's some hardcore Georgia bias.
Yeah, but that's whatever. I'm happy with how UA is performing. Like you said, I feel like I don't have the explosive players because there was that one guy on the pass heavy team, the Jet Moore, whatever the fuck his name was. He was fucking fast as shit. But this other guy, Tolles, he's pretty fucking good too. I don't know who I got coming out of red shirt, but hopefully next year I have a better squad than I do this year. I feel like I'm not drafting.
I'm mad that all 4 of my running backs that like are active are all receiving backs. And
That's
I feel
what
like,
mine are too.
And I feel like that's a weird fucking thing because I had 2 elusive backs and a power back with my first team, just like straight up. But I did redshirt quite a lot of people. The only thing we didn't do last Dynasty for 4 seasons or 3 seasons was we didn't switch player positions.
I also didn't redshirt players like I should have been.
Yeah.
Like the only player I redshirted, and it was because they redshirted him themselves, was that Jack guy, Jack Higgins, that I got from you, the 4-star diamond
Yeah.
defensive tackle. It was like 6'5", 330 pounds, just a fucking monster. He was an 82 overall coming in his freshman year. Redshirted him, and then he was an 89 overall and won a bunch of awards. And then the fucking season after that, I wanted to check his stats, and he was still an 89 overall, which I thought was bullshit. Like, how did he not get any better? He was a fucking tank all year.
He just maxed out his freshman season.
I guess 4 stars max out at fucking
Or this
89
game's just like,
overall.
we're not making 90s. You're just in the 89.
Yeah, I don't know, but he was a fucking tank. His abilities got better. I did check
maybe
that.
that's like maxed out at 4 stars and 89.
I doubt it.
Yeah, because I mean, like my 2-star Van Buren first quarterback got to like an 80, not like 6.
Yeah. I remember that.
That's weird.
Yeah, the game's a lot of fun. I definitely want to get more into the switching positions. There's 3 guys that I am looking to get this year that I'm definitely going to change their fucking position.
Yeah.
One of them is a tight end that's 6'4", 250 pounds. He's a possession tight end, but his change of direction is really good. So I'm going to switch him to linebacker and see how he does there. But I'm going to redshirt him. So I'm going to switch his position to linebacker, redshirt him, and then see how he goes next year.
I'm gonna take a free safety, 4-star diamond free safety that I got, first recruit to the Allied Shinobi Forces.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 99 speed and 90 acceleration.
That's fucking crazy.
The lowest is change of direction, which is like a 79. But I'm gonna change his position to a wide receiver, and then I'm gonna
wonder how his hands are.
Fine.
They'll be good enough, dude.
He's got 2 medals already.
Oh, that's cool.
One's gold and one's purple, I think.
Dude, there was one of the linebackers I was trying to get. He was like the number 5 recruit in the country. I was trying to get him so fucking bad. He was 5-star diamond, and he had 4 fucking abilities.
Badges, yeah.
And none of them were hammer, but he had that one that was like the seismic hits or whatever. It basically just like fucks them up more when you hit them. They don't like injure them, but they take their stamina down more, so it'll cause an injury eventually.
Yeah.
I wanted to get him so bad, but I made it to the top 5, and then he locked me out at the top 3. I think he's gonna play for USC.
Yeah, I lost some big dogs and some big teams this year.
Fucking same, dude. And hopefully, after I win some more games in the playoffs, it like boosts your star rating. So that's another thing too. So we're starting off at 3.5 stars. Once your star rating gets higher starred players will be down to.
Once your record's better and you're a contender and your stars are, yeah.
It's the star system, because I listened to this guy talk about it for like 10 minutes. It was a long ass TikTok, but he basically, the gist of it is you can try, like if you're a 3-star program, you can try for a 5-star guy. Chances are you're probably not going to get him. You should be trying for 4 and 3-star guys. So 3.5 star, we're going to be lucky to get 5-star guys, but we should be looking at 4-star guys. Like that should be our bread and butter.
Right.
So I kind of fucked that up at the beginning of the year.
We went 4 and 5s.
Yeah.
Well,
I went all 5s to start because I'm a piece of shit, and I'm like, I gotta get. You throw shit at a wall, some of it's gonna stick, right?
Well, that makes sense though, because that first year where we didn't know anything about the team's overalls and stars, I like you were like, yeah, I went after the top 5 guys, and I was like, I was locked out of the top 10 guys because I didn't have any stars.
Yeah, I was a 3.5 when we first started. You were probably a 3.
Yeah, I think it was a 3.
Yeah, they just don't have interest with your squad if you don't have the prestige. And like obviously winning games gets you that prestige. It makes sense though,
because if you're like the best player in the nation, and I'm like, hey, I'm Mississippi State, they're like, okay, what have you done?
Yeah, why?
I got Alabama knocking.
Why are you talking to me?
I saw Booker. Booker's from Michigan.
Yeah.
He was golfing.
Golfing.
But he was golfing, and they were discussing recruiting, and he did get an offer for both Michigan and Michigan State because they were trying to divide me, and then like talking about how he didn't know which squad he wanted to go to. And this guy's like, "Did you always know it was going to be Kentucky?" And he was like, "Nah, not till like a couple weeks before." And he goes, "Nah, dude." He's like, "No, I was going to go to Michigan State," and I was like, "Dude, if Booker would have went to Michigan State, dude, that would have been wild. He would have been a Michigan legend."
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
He would have been a Piston. I still think Booker will play for the Pistons.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. I think after this year with the Suns are going to be like, oh, we don't got no draft picks till 2030, I think. And we need something. And if they don't win it this year, Kevin Durant's what's his stuff?
He's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, so-
I mean, he's a sniper for hire. That's all he is. He's a mercenary.
Golden State.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be a disassembly of the Suns team because they literally gave away their future for this current squad they're playing with.
Yeah.
So
Reminds me of the old school
Reminds me of
Ricky
the-
Williams.
reminds me of an unsuccessful Pistons because at least we won one title with that squad, and then as soon as LeBron James came to the league, they're like, "Oh, we don't got nobody," and all these dudes are gone. So then that's why we're still sucking.
Yeah.
LeBron James murdered the Pistons, and that's why.
Was it didn't the Pistons have one of the picks that could have drafted Kobe?
Carmelo.
Carmelo, that's what it was. It was Melo.
We drafted fucking Darko Milicic.
Yeah,
And he
because you guys
fucking-
needed a big.
Like, no offense to you, brother. Terrible pick by the Pistons.
Yeah,
I mean,
no
like,
shit.
Like I understand. Like
Missed out on 40,000 points or whatever it was, or 30,000, whatever the fuck he scored.
I understand that like you thought, and I'm sorry that you underperformed. But goddamn, dude, that was such a dark era.
It's so funny looking back at those drafts too, and being like, "Fuck, we could have had him." The Kings, the pick that drafted Luka Doncic was the Kings draft pick.
What we should do is to talk about it. We should look at every year's draft picks for like the last 20 seasons.
Mhm.
And out of like the top 100 picks, or like out of all the picks,
See
who's
what
the
could have
best
been what.
player
Yeah.
out of that draft, like currently,
Yeah.
or
Some people do those. They have those like the redrafts. They'll be like, "Oh, we're gonna redraft the '05 draft and see what should have been picked based on how their career turned out."
that would be wild to make. Is the '05 draft, and then the team, and then you could just draft as all the teams.
That would be kind of cool.
Like basically, like okay, who had the first pick that year? Who are we taking? Well, I know we need a defensive lineman, but we're taking Tom Brady. You know, like
Yeah, why the fuck wouldn't I take Tom Brady? Tom Brady from Michigan.
yeah, like, why? Because he's gonna win.
Tom might not have been Tom, dude. That might have made him a little too big for his britches.
Or nah, dude. Tom always knew. Tom
Tom didn't know, dude. The story about his draft night, he was walking around his fucking neighborhood, and he was like, "Fuck, what am I gonna do? I guess I go back to school."
Like, no, I think he's gonna be like an accountant. Or
Yeah, he
whatever
was
it is.
thinking. He was
Yeah.
thinking it was either go back to school for something else, further his education, or just work at like his
I think
dad's
he
buddy's
graduated,
accountant
and
firm.
he was handing out resumes.
Yeah, well, he was gonna go back to school to get like another degree or
Yeah.
something like that. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, he was like either that. He's like, I wasn't really gonna play baseball. I was drafted in like the fucking 1100th round or something crazy. Like I think it was like the 300th round.
He was the last active player to retire from the Expos. So the
Yeah.
Expos' last draft pick retired 2 years ago.
Yeah, but yeah,
Tom
that'd be
Brady
pretty
pulled a
fun.
Michael Jordan.
He goes
Comes
and plays
back,
baseball. I like the dudes on TikTok. They do an alternate reality sports shit, and it was like Tom won 7 World Series catching for the Orioles. Like he got traded around the league and caught for the Orioles forever. Had to fucking never let anyone steal second
He's
on him.
basically Buster Posey.
Yeah, he's Buster Posey, just bigger.
But with a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, those are pretty cool. I like that one. We talked about it before, but like if you could change the outcome of like any of the Super Bowl losses, like if you just swapped them all.
Mhm.
So like instead of Brady being fucking 7-11 in the Super Bowl, he's
4-7. He's LeBron James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, dude, he would have had the perfect season. And the one Patriots fan goes, oh, that'd be great. And then he's like, yeah, but you lose 4 rings. And he goes, yeah. Like, honestly, I don't know. Obviously, I'd rather have Brady win the more rings.
But then you can also say,
But I would
really
trade-
had the best.
I would trade 2 of those rings
Yeah.
for that one perfect season.
Yeah, because you could literally say that was the best team ever.
But I wouldn't trade the Falcons win over that. The Falcons win just solidified everything.
Yeah.
The Falcons win was the one that just hammered it into everyone's heads. They're like, this guy's the fucking man. He makes everybody play better. Fuck everyone else.
And then
And then he went to the Bucks and won another one there. And everyone's like, "Oh, I actually like Tom Brady now." Fuck you guys, dude. Everyone hated him. Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up.
Yeah. I like how people this season are really like it was like the Chargers. No, it was whatever game it was. It wasn't the Chiefs at all. And Chris Collinsworth kept saying Patrick Mahomes and like still talking about Patrick Mahomes and just people roasting him for it. I
Yeah.
fucking love it. Tom Brady also got roasted. for his first performance, but he'll get better over time.
Yeah, I mean, he's no
Tony Romo.
Tony Romo, but
See,
I think he'll get there.
Tony
I think
was
he's
not
a little
breaking
nervous.
50 with
Yeah, they shot a 50.
yeah,
They shot a 50, and Tony got a long birdie without the help of Bryson.
but
And he was talking to Bryson, and Bryson's like, I think this is going to break like 5-6 inches. And then
Right.
Tony stepped back, and he goes, I think it's going to break a little less than what he thought it was going
but
to
I
break.
don't want to tell him.
I don't want to tell him, because if he fucks it up, it's my fault. And then he missed the thing, and Tony looked at the camera, he goes,
Yeah,
and then he drains the putt, and he goes, hey, this broke a little shorter than you thought, huh?
yeah, yeah,
Pretty fucking great, dude. I like that Bryson's on YouTube.
yeah. Bryson, I want to break 75 with you.
It's breaking 50, bro. You don't think you can break 50 with Bryson?
I'm not gonna help him.
You might.
Why? Getting a lucky putt here and there?
Maybe.
What am I gonna outdrive him?
No.
Exactly.
You might help him with a couple of chips. I think it'd be fun to play with Bryson, dude.
I would love.
I
to
throw a
break-
couple of chips up there. He goes, let me see that sand wedge. He goes, what the fuck? Did you sand this down?
breaking 50 with the JT show.
We would never do it. We'd have to do that at a par 9.
Yeah,
We'd have to do that on half the course.
yeah. Like, are you gonna break 50 by yourself?
Fuck, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
What are you doing, goofball?
Is it getting hair everywhere?
He's gonna go sit in the dungeon.
What do I got? Oh. I got a monkey fact for you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This one's a good one, dude. So back in the 70s, they did all these tests on chimpanzees to see if they could like learn how to use sign language. And they have the longest recorded sentence by a monkey. And this is what he said. He said, give orange, me eat, give orange, me eat orange, give me eat orange, give me you. That is the longest sentence in monkey history.
Give me the orange so I can fucking eat it.
Yeah, you give this thing to me.
Give
Eat. Me eat, give now.
You give me that fucking orange.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. So there's the old boy. And his name is Nim Chimpsky.
What is this, the Joe Rogan experience, dude? Just talking about chimpanzees all the
Nim
time?
Chimpsky, dude.
Nim Chimpsky, dude. Give me the fucking orange.
Give me that orange so I could fucking eat it.
Dude, I'm gonna make that like my Facebook inspiration. Give me orange, bitch.
Now,
Now.
eat, me eat, give orange.
That's so stupid. Believe it or not, this podcast was originally created when, for me to basically talk about my stand-up career. But, I've been on a little hiatus. But now I will be the host of a once-a-monthly show at Nightlight,
Yep, Nightlight, Jackson, Michigan.
starting in October.
Tip your
So
bartender very well.
If you're in Jackson, Michigan, and you want to come see an open mic night, I shall be the host.
If you want to perform, hit us up.
Yeah.
We'll get you in there. 2 free drinks, maybe an appetizer. See how it
Maybe.
works out.
Yeah. I don't know what's guaranteed yet, but
It's 2 drinks at a minimum.
yeah. I have a fun story. So the movie Napoleon Dynamite,
Okay.
there's Pedro and there's Napoleon. So those two characters, very famous together. I knew that John Elder, the actor for Napoleon, had an identical twin.
I did not know that.
I did not know that Pedro, who's Efren Ramirez, also has an identical
Get the
twin.
fuck out of here, dude.
So since both of them were in Hollywood, their twin brothers also lived in Southern California. And one day, I heard Pedro on a podcast talk about this. So one day, both their identical brothers met in a supermarket in California. And they were like, holy shit, you look like this guy. And he's like, dude, you look like that guy. And they're like, holy shit. And then everybody around him was like, oh, you guys are hanging out? And they were like, no, we're not actually who you think we are, but we're really close to it.
We're the closest you could possibly get to who you think we
But
are
people
without being.
for a half second thought like, yeah, they still hang out and shop together.
I would have taken a picture with them.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Like I met Napoleon
Yeah.
Dynamite and Pedro.
I love that the Napoleon Dynamite actor, he fucking, whenever someone sees him and they're like, can I get a picture? He goes, yeah, take a video. And then he always does like some, Tina, come eat your meat.
Yeah.
Like he always gives him a line, dude.
Tina, come eat your lard. It's come eat your dinner, you fat lard.
Yeah. He fucking slings it.
There's-
Yeah, that movie's full of one-liners. I forget what the actual number was, but it was something less than 100,000 of like how much it cost them to make the movie
Yeah,
because they did it all at like places that the actors could just film at without getting like special permission or paying for it or whatever. They just had to pay the actors.
yeah,
That's all it was. So that movie grossed a shit ton more money than it cost them to make it, which I think is really fucking cool. And also, fun fact, I wasn't a huge fan of the movie when I first saw it.
I loved it.
I wasn't a huge fan. I watched it. This guy that I wasn't a huge fan of, won't say his name, he said he fucking loved it and it was his favorite movie of all time. So I watched it and I was like, this movie kind of fucking sucks. And I didn't really like pay attention to it. I was just kind of like bullshitting in the background while it was on.
Yeah,
And then I watched it like a year after it came out. And I was laughing my fucking ass off. It's so like cringy, awkward, hilarious. Uncle Rico is
The
like
best.
the pinnacle of I peaked in high school
yeah,
and now I'm living in a van filming myself throw a football at nothing.
yeah.
Like that's fucking
Still
great,
trying to get
dude.
drafted by the NFL.
Fucking great, dude. I
Basically,
think it's
Colin
fantastic.
Kaepernick.
He's Colin Kaepernick if Colin Kaepernick never had a career.
Yeah,
Yeah. You doing some chimpanzee shit over
yeah,
there? You just
yeah. No, just make
give
sure
me flea, me eat flea
just
now.
make sure he's good, man. Yeah, but also the voice actor for Sanji is he is the voice actor of the live action dub for the Joker live action.
Oh,
So Sanji is the dubbed version that people from Japan watch dubbed over.
for like Heath Ledger?
No, for
animated
Joker,
series?
Phoenix.
Oh,
Yeah.
Walking Phoenix.
Yeah, so I saw some clips of it, and it's like, oh, that's Sanji, and he's
That's funny.
a pretty good Joker.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I got some movie shit. Constantine 2, they finished writing the script for that.
That's good.
And
John Wick.
John Wick's gonna come back and be Constantine.
Love
and
that.
I have to watch the original again before I go see that one in theaters because that was
Yeah, I just watched that about 2 years ago.
fantastic fucking movie.
Yeah.
Fantastic fucking movie. Super underrated. Like, you don't really hear people talk about it enough. But that one's pretty cool. And then also someone came out with it. I don't know if we've talked about it before. Darth Maul is the only character in cinema history to successfully kill Qui-Gon Jinn. Not Qui-Gon Jinn, but Liam Neeson.
Oh, wow.
None of his other characters have ever died
What about the wolf?
at the hands of someone else.
Oh,
So, like, he's the only character. Like, obviously, animals killed him in a couple movies, but, like, that's the only guy he's lost to hand-to-hand combat to.
hilarious.
In all of Liam Neeson's other movies, he just beats the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, shout out to Darth Maul's going to be at the Detroit Comic Con.
He will be at Detroit Comic Con. I wonder if he knows that he's the only guy to kill Liam Neeson in cinema.
I'm definitely going to pay to meet him so I can sign a Darth Maul.
You should definitely let him know.
Yeah. Be like, hey, man, I got one fact for you. I don't know if you know this. I'd be like, what's up? They're the only person to kill Qui-Gon Jinn, a.k.a. Liam Neeson, in hand-to-hand combat on film.
Yeah, the only guy
Not just in Star Wars, like, ever.
ever.
Like,
So Aslan didn't die.
Like, if you now listen, if Qui-Gon had a little fucking secret love child, and you kidnapped him as Darth Maul, he would have fucking wrecked you. He would have called you on a Sith phone.
Oh yeah.
He would have called you on the Death Star. I know where you are.
Obi-Wan pieced that fool up though.
Yeah, Obi-Wan's the man.
Obi-Wan is the man, dude. He doesn't think he's the man. That's why he's the man.
Obi-Wan's probably my besides Anakin, is my favorite Jedi.
Obi-Wan is
The one.
he's the one, dude. I really liked. I know we talked about it years ago, but there was that guy on YouTube that made those 20-minute long videos. It's what if the prequels were good,
Yeah.
and he basically just rewrites the script for all of them. And his thought process on it, I completely fucking agree with, because like we all knew Anakin Skywalker turned into Darth Vader. Like
Yeah.
if you saw the other ones before you saw the prequels, everyone fucking knew it. Anakin shouldn't have been the focal point. It should have been Obi-Wan,
Yeah.
because we only saw Obi-Wan for one of the episodes, and then he dies to his old apprentice, but we didn't really understand like the heaviness of it.
Mhm.
And now with everything, I'm glad Obi-Wan got his own TV show. I think he should have been the main character for the initial three, or the prequels at least, because I mean he went through everything. He lost his master. became a master, got a Padawan. That his master was like, "This is the fucking guy. You got to train him."
Yeah.
And so now he's going through the thought process of, oh, the fucking council doesn't really like the chosen one. Qui-Gon said, I have to train him. What the fuck do I do? So he's got like that internal struggle with, does he go with the Jedi Masters or does he follow in his, his master's footsteps and just be like rogue Jedi training this guy because I can. He also had a love interest in Clone Wars that they never talked about in the movies, just because it's a kids movie, and why would they put that in there?
Yeah, I mean the clothes. Yeah.
Because I mean they already had the huge love interest of Anakin and Padme, so it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like just yeah, but I definitely think he should have been the fucking lead in that. Especially now, I mean, after Obi-Wan came out, dude, I was pushed to tears.
Yeah.
At the end of Obi-Wan, I thought it was some of the best Star Wars out there. Like it's up there. It's definitely top 5 for Star Wars content for me.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, Obi-Wan's fucking fantastic. One Tree Hill's getting a sequel.
Hilarious.
Sequel series.
Hilarious.
Another one of those old school reboots like Fuller House and all that shit.
Hilarious.
And the main 2 chicks are gonna be back in it as like adults now, obviously.
With families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume so, at least. I don't think they've written anything for it, but there were early reports coming out that was a fucking thing.
Hilarious.
Those fucking astronauts are still in space.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, Elon Musk is like...
So they sent them provisions.
Yeah.
But they can't use whatever rocket that flew out there to fly back because it was just like a one-way thing or something.
Yeah.
And they're still trying to work on their other rocket, but they might have to do some other shit with another one. So as of right now, they're not slated to come home till like mid 2025.
Which is wild.
Crazy. They've already been up there for like 4 months.
Yeah.
And they were only supposed to be there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't, or like 80 days or something like that was like the max out of the provisions they had. That's why they sent them out a bunch of shit. But
yeah.
Crazy. Just a dude and a chick up there. A couple scientists.
Experimenting.
Think they're fucking?
100%.
I would be fucking.
Because
if I'm stuck in space.
Yeah. Honey, I might have never came home.
Bruh.
I might have died.
I might have died.
Yeah.
I'm definitely getting some space blowies.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I wonder how many space blowies there's been.
At least a dozen.
You think so?
Yeah. It's probably like an.
I'd take the under on a dozen.
It's probably like what happens in space stays in space.
I would imagine so.
It's international air.
I mean, I'm not saying I would cheat on my girl if I was in space, but if I was stuck in space and I might not come home, I probably fucking would.
Yeah.
Like,
you're basically Han Solo.
I'm dead. Way. Like I'm fucking look at the stars, and it'll be exactly the same in 3 years when I'm fucking dead in here.
It'd be like you being Matt Damon throwing all them potatoes.
Oh, dude, if I was Matt Damon and they left me on Mars and there was a chick with me on Mars, yeah.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you gonna come back and get me?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't?
Let's have a good. We can even live like shitty people for.
I might even have a little space baby out there. We'll see.
Look, we can either live rationally for 10 months or we can ball out for 2 months.
We can ball out for 2 months unless you're trying to grow some of these potatoes.
Yeah.
No, that's a good movie too. What's that called? The Martian.
The Martian and Interstellar.
Yeah, those are both fantastic fucking movies.
Those two came out like fairly close.
I think Interstellar is better.
I like Interstellar more.
Yeah, Interstellar was better. I do enjoy me some fucking Martian though. I thought that was good. He said, "Who do you think has had the best movie career?"
What up, Kat? Best movie career. I mean, Matt Damon's definitely up there. I just read something about I was listening to people talk about syndication rights and like how basically Keanu Reeves, when he does movies, he just says, "Throw me a couple milli, but then give me like percentages of the revenue."
Yeah.
And so basically, for Jason Bourne, it was like one of the second or third movies that Matt Damon was filming. So he knew that like, hey, after the fact that we film, we have like reshoots. And James Cameron was like, hey, this movie doesn't need a star, but I want you to be in it for Avatar, like with the blue hair people that fuck each other.
I remember that, yeah.
And so Matt Damon was like, I can't commit because of fucking Jason
Bourne,
Bourne.
yeah.
And he goes, well, I'll offer you 10%. And so if Matt Damon would have accepted that, that would have been $300 million
Yeah.
of revenue that Matt Damon would have gotten, plus whatever they paid him on top
Yeah.
of that. So, I mean, Matt Damon's had a great career. Keanu Reeves has had a great career. Jack Nicklaus has had a great career. Or Nicholson.
What's his name? Nick Fury, Samuel Jackson.
Samuel Jackson. Same with Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey has had like a low key, pretty epic career. I mean, he was Sherlock Holmes, Iron Man, Doctor Dolittle. Speaking of Doctor Dolittle, Eddie Murphy's done a bunch of fucking shit.
Yeah.
Oh, what's his name? Pirates of the Caribbean.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
He's right up there.
He's had a bunch of crazy shit. 'Cause he's been in movies since like the fucking 90s.
And then
Like he's.
both Jason Bateman and Jason Sudeikis.
Oh yeah, both of them have done some good shit.
Like real good movies. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's just like
Who do you think's got the most
Tom
powerful
Cruise.
characters?
um
I mean, Liam Neeson's up there.
yeah, whoever is in Star Wars or
Yeah.
Marvel.
Liam Neeson's up
Chris
there.
Evans.
Morgan Freeman's up there. He was
I mean,
literally
now it's
God.
got to be Tony Stark because he's Doctor Doom.
Well,
and
Morgan
Iron
Freeman.
Man.
Morgan Freeman was God.
True.
You can't really
Well,
top
then you gotta
that.
say Jim Carrey and Ben Stiller because they were god temps.
Yeah. Yeah. Same thing with Steve Carell too. He got some Noah powers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
That was
tough.
funny. That was a funny like sequel they did. Evan Almighty.
Yeah,
Like you kind of forget about it till you think about it. You know, like it's not really a movie that everyone's always talking about.
yeah,
It's a great movie though.
yeah. People don't like that one very much, but I still think it's a fine movie.
Evan Almighty was good. It was nowhere near as good as Bruce Almighty. Bruce Almighty was
It
a
was just
fucking
too
instant
good.
classic.
It's
Yeah,
Jim
it was
Carrey.
fucking.
It's
I
a-
still spell beautiful. BEA beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
BEA beautiful.
Beautiful.
Like I used to do that in all my classes.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm ever typing out beautiful, that's how I spell it out in my head.
Yeah.
And then the one line, what's your blood type? Well, I'm IB positive. IB positive means sticking no needles in my arm.
Yeah.
It's just a silly fucking line. Oh, he made Jennifer Aniston's tits huge.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. No idea.
I didn't do that.
I didn't do that. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Caused fucking tsunamis pulling the moon down so he could fuck.
Yeah. Like, look how bright the moon is. I've never seen it so bright.
Yeah. Yeah, classic fucking film, dude.
Yeah.
Classic film. Apparently Mike Evans is really fucking good at Fortnite.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that. Did you play?
Yeah, so I saw it was a clip of Nick Merckx talking to the Bussin' with the Boys guys, Will Compton and what's his name?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, is there any NFL guys that play games that are like nasty? And he goes, Mike Evans is disgusting at Fortnite. And he goes, really? He goes, yeah, back in the day, he said like 4 or 5 years ago, they played in a Fortnite tournament with him. And he was like kind of fucking shitty. He was just a normal guy because he like didn't really know how to build and he played on controller. So he just like didn't really understand how to do it.
Yeah.
And he was like getting all upset about it. And Nick Merckx was like, I went up to him and I was like, hey man, it's fine. You're doing just fine. He goes, well, no, you guys are carrying me every game. And he goes, well, yeah, you're at a professional fucking gaming tournament. Like,
Yeah.
that'd be like me being upset that I can't keep up with you on a football field. Like, why the fuck would I be upset?
Yeah.
Like, I don't do this for a living. And I guess he just like got in the lab for like 2 years, and then he went and played another tournament with him, and he was carrying Nick Merckx.
That's awesome.
Like, he's way better at building and editing than I am. Like, way better. He's like, don't get me wrong, I'm still like a pretty good shot, but like his shots were almost on par with mine, and he's way better at fucking building. And he does it on a controller, like a pro controller. So he edits and builds
It's wild.
on the pro controller. He's like, yeah, at this point, he's way better than me at Fortnite. He's like, I just don't play it enough anymore. And he would crush me in a 1v1. Wouldn't even be
wild.
close.
It's wild. Never would have thunk it.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray.
Mike Evans, dude. Mike Evans shits on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. You got any football's back. I don't know if we've done a pod since football's been back.
No, Jordan Love went out, which huge disappointment for the Packers. So it's going to be one of those seasons again to where we're probably going to lose more games than we should in the beginning, and then we're going to have to win the next, like, the last 6 of 7 to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I'm not looking forward to the very sweaty season that it's going to become. But shout out to Jordan Love. Hopefully you have a fast recovery.
Jaden Reed played out of his fucking gourd.
Yeah. Jalen Reed from MSU. Won't get a jersey, but I mean, good on you, brother.
Yeah, no, he had like 2 tutties. He was fantastic. 2 tutties and like 130 yards or something.
Yeah.
Fucking great game for him. Put up like 30 points in fantasy.
Yeah, and the Patriots are 1-0.
Patriots are back, dude. Patriots are back. We're 1-0. We're firing on all cylinders. Our running game looks fine. Our passing game looks fine. Our defense looks stout. Shut down Joey B, dude. We'll see if they're washed or not next week when they play or I guess tomorrow when they play the Chiefs. But who's your upset of the week?
I don't know because I mean I think the teams I'd have to look at who's playing to know.
I mean, the biggest point spread differential is the Ravens game. The Raiders, last time I looked, were 9-point underdogs.
Saints, Cowboys.
You think the Saints? I like the Saints too this year. They played out of their fucking mind week 1 as well. There's enough room up there. Harry.
Nope.
Dogs are like, podcast over.
Nah, Cora was just like, oh, Thor's up here. I can come up here too. But overall, it's going to be hard for the Packers to go for my original 11-6, but I'm just not looking forward to having to win every single game out once he comes back.
Well, I didn't think we were going to win the game that we won. What did I have us at? Like 8-9?
I believe so, yes.
Something like that. So we're already on pace to be 9-8. So that's good.
Already on pace to be 9-8.
We are, dude. We're 1 up, baby.
Yeah.
I did not think we were going to beat the Bengals, but you know, early season game. Obviously, I'm being ridiculous saying we're back, but hopefully Drake May's learning a lot. Hopefully, fucking Joe Milton the third is learning a lot, and hopefully one of them comes out on top next year and plays really well next year. I hope we get a good pick this year. I don't know who the fuck I want out of the draft, but I hope we get. I mean, it's been the same story for 20 years. We need wide receivers.
Yeah.
It's other than like the 5 years that we had Wes Welker and
Randy Moss,
and I guess for the years after that with Edelman. But even with Edelman, we never really had like a big over-the-top guy, except for Antonio Brown for 3 games.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get someone. That'd be nice. I don't think we're making the playoffs this year. I think the Bills and the Jets will have something to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers looked good in his first actual career game.
He looked all right.
Yeah.
He looked all right. He looked like a 36-year-old quarterback.
But he looked healthy.
He did look healthy. Looked like a healthy 36-year-old quarterback. Oh, yeah. There he is. There's the kitty. Go get him.
Nah.
Oh, no.
Harry wanted to just be, his voice wanted to be on the podcast.
Yeah, you got it out there.
Yeah. But
birthdays this weekend. We're gonna go golfing.
Is that next weekend?
Well, yeah, this weekend as in the next one coming up. Not the one that we're currently on.
Yeah.
So by the time this is out, my birthday will be this weekend.
For sure.
Yeah, we're gonna golf Sunday morning, watch the games, and then Monday I think me and Chris are just gonna have a chill day.
Dope.
Maybe go to the movies or something. We'll see.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure what we're doing. Definitely going to do dinner that night, so I'll let you know about that if you and Aaron want to come with or not.
For sure.
And there it is. The trifecta.
There it is. All the animals.
They're all about the same color.
Yep.
Weird.
I planned it that way.
Yeah, I see that.
But yeah, new My Hero.
New My Hero. We can watch that before anything else is done.
Hell yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna get the fuck out of this chair. So.
Nah, dude, you should stay there for the rest of the day.
Nah, someone's gonna claw my dick, and it's gonna be the cat. Please get off me.
Look at all that hair.
All right, well, I'm gonna go de-hair. Thanks for watching.
Oh, appreciate you guys.
Gross.
177.
be in orbit.